What's good with it in the hood with it? Welcome back to the collective clips where you guys already know we toss, 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 toss. We're just gonna toss the whole time. 20 minutes straight tossing. We get it in. But before we get it in, let's get this intro in. If it fits. Welcome back to the channel. And if you haven't already hit that like and subscribe button, make sure you go ahead and do that. Put your notification bell on all so that way you're directed in the direction of the dope content that the gun stays kicking. And I appreciate the support. I'm very humbled by it. So are you ready, brothers? I know there's a gang of woods out there like, it's about fucking time, Mexican. Buckle your seatbelts, get your coffee, do what you got to do, right? And get wide awake because we're about to hit you with another Superwood, right? And in this one, this is the Southside edition. Yep. Nope. Not the North Pinion, not to keep your fucking shirt on this edition, but the Southsider edition, because all of a sudden Roach wants to pop up with his camarada, right? So let me explain to you guys this story because this was a trip and this didn't end well for Roach. Here's how it goes, right? So like I said, man, Roach got to become a close homeboy. He was the connect for a while, man. Then I was his connect for a while. Then we connected for a while. Then we disconnected, right? Everything was connecting though. West Side connection, right? And I would just like pull up at Roach's house. In the beginning, it was like, brother, you gotta fucking call me before you just pull up. You never know, I could be about fucking 2.5 feet deep in a black chick. Like, what? Brother, you know what I'm saying, right? I could fucking be working it, brother. I work, white men, we're white, brother. If it ain't white, it ain't fucking going in tight, right? All right, whatever, man. I've seen videos, bro. Dinner to winner. So anyways, the chicken dinner. I got to the point now where I could just pull up to his pad, unannounced, knock on his door, knock on his window, because like I said, he used to have the fucking window. He'd climb out the window. Front door wide open, and I see feet on the couch climbing through the window. Bro, I'll never use the fucking front door. I always got to have an escape route. I'm like, bro, all you got to do is just walk right there. Brother, I'm white. I don't have to walk. I don't have to do a goddamn thing a minority says, right? All right, Roach, cool, right? Usually I'd peek in, and he'd be peeking his head out the door, and all I'd see is his ass. And I'd be like, poke him in his back. Beep, Roach. He'd be like, bro, I heard you before I felt you. But I'm going to tell you, I'm white, and I don't like feeling Mexicans poke me. So anyways, I got to the point where I would just pull up. Usually his mom would yell, there's a fucking Mexican in our front yard. Then she'd come out, look straight at my pipa, and be like, you want something to eat? Yeah, exactly. No, you want something to eat, bitch. I'm cool. So anyways, one day I decided to pull up. When I pull up, Roach is in the front rolling the bugler. Why is it that white men do that? They don't never have Taylor cigarettes. They're always rolling a cigarette. Hands yellower than a motherfucker. He's rolling it. He sees me, right? He's like, stay in the car, brother. I'm like, all right, cool. What's up, Roach? Fuck you here for, brother? Shit, just came to see what's up. Yeah, brother, well, look, you're seeing what's up switch fucking shit went off, brother, because what's up? I'm right here. I was like, all right, yeah. I tried to get off the car. He's pushing the door. He's like, bro, let's just stay in the goddamn car. I said, hey, Roach, well, what the fuck is going on? Hey, look at you're growing a tooth back. No, brother, I bumped it, and it looks like a tooth, though. I think it's like it's like a wood chip, brother. All right? I'm like, this motherfucker is literally growing 3 sets of teeth. How do your baby teeth fall out? You get teeth, they all fall out from meth, and then you grow another tooth. That motherfucker was phenomenal, right? Only a wood, brother. It's because I'm white, brother. We get 3 rows of teeth. You didn't know that? Yeah, brother, look it up. You don't believe me? Look it up. So anyways, I'm like, hey, what's up? He's like, no, and he's being real extra fucking like stupid. Like he don't want me to get the car. He tried to get off a few times. I'm like, damn, I smoke a frau, bro. Smoke it in your car, brother. Mexicans do that anyways. I was like, nah, bro, I don't smoke in my whip. Come on, brother. This is an 86 Elantra. This is fucking a piece of shit. And then I see someone walk past his house. I'm like, oh, who's that? He's like, oh, brother, it's a ghost. I'm like, hey, Roach, let me get the fuck off the car. He's pushing it as I'm trying to open the door. I finally get off the car, right? He's like, look, brother, don't start none of your fucking shenanigans and bullshit. I'm like, what's going on here? Look, bro, I'm going to tell you straight up so there's no fucking animosity, but I got a Southsider in my house. I was like, what the fuck? Right at that time, I was all active, super active, like tripping, right? Fuck you mean you got a Southsider now? Listen here, brother, it's my camarada. I said, your cama what? You say your camelia. He's like, no, he's my camarada. Look, me and him did time together. It was in New Folsom. He's a good motherfucker. Right? He needs a place to stay, brother. Hey, look, he's from Los Angeles. I'm just letting him stay for a little while. Leave him alone. I said, nah, bro, hey, look, I ain't tripping like that. That's your homeboy. And this dude comes out. And I think the way Roach was protecting him, like this is probably going to be some little sucked up motherfucker. Like I seen him walk by, but all I seen was head and shoulders. I didn't really see too much, right? This motherfucker came walking out and he kept walking out. That's how swole this motherfucker was. Head blasted back, big brand on his head in Los Angeles. Just blasted fucking campo on his face, G shields and shit. I was like, hell no, right? Who is this guy? I took a step back, almost got back in my car, right? I almost said, you're right, right? Got to get the fuck up out of here. So I look at him, he's like, what's up, ese? And I said, the wind was blowing. I said, what's up, ese? I hit him with the ese back because S and S is Southside Soul Gang. You gotta, you know what I'm saying? Keep it respectful. Look, I was never spooked of a Southsider. They definitely weren't spooked to me. I did time with them, man. I appreciated and respected what they brought to the table. But this motherfucker was big. Wasn't the biggest Southsider I ever seen, but he was damn near. He was like a food stamp to $1. He was getting there, right? Roach is like, before you guys start going out of like two fucking Mexican bulls, you know what I'm saying? I'm the matador here because I'm white. Oh, this is my homeboy, Felipe. I'm like, hey, what's up, Felipe? He's like, what's up? They call me Downer, Holmes. I said, why'd they call the Southsiders Downer? He said, nah, just me. I said, that's right. So we shook hands, right? Which was like, it was like the mega powers, like Hulk Hogan and Macho Man. Like our hands got close and it was like a force drawing us away, but drawing us together. We were like this, shaking hands. Right? No hugs, mean mugs and shoulder shrugs. So again, right? So I back up off of him and I'm looking at his hands, making sure you don't have a fucking spike or something in his hands. And Roach is like, look, brother, it's good homeboy minded time, man. He's respectful. He ain't tripping up Norte. He goes, he made them all fucking keep their shirts on. I was like, what? How the fuck's he know about the keep the shirt on shit? Everybody knows about this shit. So I said, what's up, bro? Where you from? He said, I'm from West LA. I said, cool, man. I said, Roach is the homie and shit. I said, look, bro, I'm going to give you a little advice. He's like, what's that, esse? He looks at me like the white Southsiders look like this when they're all crazy. They look like, what's that, esse? Right? Well, that's meth is what that is. But even more so than that, because you're staying with Roach, bro. So I know you're wide awake. You haven't slept since you got here. When did you get here? About a week ago. Exactly, right? So he's like, what's up, esse? I'm like, look, hey, bro, this is the Grease Street area, homie. Don't be like, there's that little, see that tienda right there? He's like, yeah, I'm going to go over there and get a piece. So you want one? I said, shh, dressed like that? You're going to go in Merced, California, just like that? Right? He had Ben Davis's on, blue t-shirt, you know what I'm saying? So gang. You could tell by the writing on his forehead. This vato was not playing. He's like, yeah, I'm going to go get a beer. He wasn't scared, though. And I got to respect that. Or he just obviously didn't know what he was. It's the second part. It's that part, right? Anyways, he's like, I'm going to go get a beer. And I'm like, you know, fuck, get jumped. Kill him. I was like, yeah, bro, I'll take a fucking Modelo. He's like, all right, cool. So that fool take it off to start. I'm like, bro, what the fuck is that? He said, that's my comrade, brother. He got connections, cartel shit. I'm like, he's like, brother, I've also brought meth. Look. Right? I'm like, God, ooh, that's icky tricky, right? He's like, brother, you're going to be up for 2 days just smelling it. I'm telling you, brother, this motherfucker's a godsend. I said, well, how you meet this dude? So what had happened was they met in New Folsom. A lot of interaction between the whites at that time. What happened was the whites and the blacks were going at it. They were taking off on each other. And this dude right here, the Southsider sent him, man. He got in the mix, right? Helped the white dude out. I don't know why. Usually every race, you know, from what I'm used to in prison, they all mind their own business. But sometimes the Southerners and the whites, they be hooking up. Not clicking up, but hooking up for content purposes, right? So this fool had went to the way he did a shoot term when Roach was doing a shoot term. And it was kind of like that movie shot called Roach, except it was opposite. Where remember in that movie, the wood helps the Southsider. This one, the Southsider helped the wood, and Roach was like, "Fucking owe you some meth, brother." Instead of I owe you one, I owe you meth, right? So that dude took him up on it, but he had his own connect. So what happened was, I guess when he paroled, him and his old lady fucking got into a big old thing. So he ends up calling Roach. Out of everyone's number, he fucking the toothless but ruthless white man. He remembers his number. Roach is like, "Come on down, the fucking price is right. But I live in Northern Cali, brother. Like I told you, it's a little tricky up here for you." That motherfucker jumped on the Greyhound and got somewhere. Big old bag full of meth, like a half pea, right? So he ends up pulling up to fucking Roach, giving him the whole fucking sad story, and they start getting high. And they just continue for a week, right? Meanwhile, Roach's mom's in there wearing extra lipstick. I always told Roach, man, she liked Mexicans, but, you know, she used to be like, "I don't care about Mexicans. Man, you have a big old dick." So she was a little different. So anyways, this dude's walking to the store, and I'm like, "Hey, bro, you know he can't be walking around like Roach. The homies are going to trip." Because, see, Roach not only dealt with me, he had a lot of other Northerners that fucked with him. Like, everyone knew him. And he was good in the hood. He was the good wood in the hood wood, right? Not in the wood chipper and the wood skipper, right? So he was one of them dudes that nobody tripped. Everyone had love for him. They'd all come pick up from him. That motherfucker was the biker doper, right? So I'm like, bro, I don't know, but you better keep that motherfucker in the backyard next to the lawnmowers and the pit bulls, bro, on chains. Because he's like, bro, we know those are chihuahuas. I said, well, them some big ass chihuahuas. I don't know what you're feeding them. My mom's Salisbury steak, she don't put salt in it. We just throw that shit in the back. So, anyways, this dude comes walking up, he has beer, so we pop one. Fuck it, right? Tall cans and shit. I'm like, I'm drinking. I'm like feeling kind of out of place here because this dude, they're telling stories. He's like, yeah, remember, brother, the Northerners, they weren't allowed on that yard. Oh, they weren't on B yard. Fuck no, brother. It was the Bulldogs. It was us. Remember you guys are pretty cool. I was like, motherfucker, I'm right here. Right? I could hear. Yeah, it's back when the Northerners wrote that letter talking about they couldn't be on the yard with Southsiders. Remember that? I'm like, I don't fucking remember that letter. Bro, this is a historical fucking fact, Wood. Right? I'm like, I'm not a Wood. I know, but if you could, you would. If you would, you could be a Wood. Wouldn't you? I said, no, not necessarily. No, brother. See, you're using big words. You're not white. Remember, I told you. You guys don't use words like necessarily. I'm like, you can't even say the word. But I can fucking spell it, brother. I'm white, right? So he's kicking back with this dude. So I'm getting hungry. I'm like, fuck it, man. This dude's getting a little arrogant. One thing about Southerners, they got a little arrogance to them. They're not scared of shit. Let's just be real. They don't give a fuck, right? He don't care where he's at. And I'm explaining to him like, hey, bro, what the trucha around here? Because out here, bro, there's a gang of homies, gang of North. He's like, homies? I'm like, no. See, look, we have Southerners are homies and Northerners are homies, but our H is a little different. Our H looks like this. You understand what I'm saying? So you just gotta watch out, bro. He's like, it's now where Roach lives is not on the west side. So the dude's pretty safe. As long as he's not on the north side, the west side is more in the middle, like Green Street, right? Those from Merced that know the area know what I'm talking about. It's like in the cuts a little bit, going out towards the country. So Roach is still cool, but that's still a little neighborhood. I had homeboys from my neighborhood that lived in that neighborhood. Like for real, my homeboy Boxer lived right around the corner. This is truth. These are facts, historical facts. Roach. So anyways, I'm explaining to this dude, this Vato's like, hey, I ain't got nothing to fear, eh? See, I was, hey, they can only kill me once. I said, and they will, but it'll be slow. Believe me, I know how the Vatos get down. So he was like, hey, where's that water? I heard I got homies in that water. I said, exactly. That's where you should go ASAP over there because right here in Merced, bro, you're going to become a statistic. You're a liability. I shouldn't even be doing this. I'm giving a fucking Southsider a heads up on the Northerners, right? I'm like, hey, you got to fucking pack a pistol or something out here. So he's like, yeah. He got arrogance. You know what I'm saying? Whatever. So I'm like, I'm hungry. So there's a spot called Pizza Villa. It's on the north side. And I want to go they have these personal pan pizzas. They used to be bomb. They smacked back in the days, right? That was Roach's favorite thing. Hey, brother, let's get high and go to Pizza Villa. I was like, what do you mean get high then go to Pizza Villa? Brother, I'm white. We can eat on meth. I'm like, well, just smelling your breath, bro, makes me fucking asco. And then I don't even want to think about a pizza or a villa, right? He's like, no, bro, for real, let's go. You can get Pepsi. I'm like, all right, cool, let's go. I'm always good down with a Pepsi with crushed ice. So I'm like, let's go to Pizza Villa. Now I'm thinking I'm just going to give Roach him a ride. I'm going to jump out the ride, stay in the fucking car in the tinted windows in the Hyundai Elantra, right? While I jump out the Hyundai Elantra. I call it the Elantra. I'm going to jump off, grab our fucking personal pizza. We're going to go back to your pad, smack them, right? Or I'll smack mine while you guys are waiting in the car. I don't give a fuck. You guys are smoking anyways. And the Southsider dude's like, yeah, let's go. So he wants to ride shotgun. Roach is in the back. Roach is giving this dude a place to live, but because this dude's big and Roach is all jocking him. Hey, brother, because he got the cartel meth, right? He's like, hey, brother, anything you say, you want a shotgun? Here, fuck, you can hold my shotgun, brother. You know what I'm saying? You want a shotgun? I'm like, get your ass in the back, Roach. So Roach is one of them dudes, he doesn't just sit back. You ever had a homeboy like that doesn't sit back? He wants to be all up in your ear, like right there, down there, licking your ear. Hey, brother, bust a left. Bro, this is my town. I've been here from forever. I know where I'm going. Yeah, brother, let's take a trip through the west side. I said, bro, I'm not cruising around with the dude with fucking campo on his fucking head and LA and Sur all over his face through the west. Brother, you're chicken shit. Are you a chicken, Marty McFly? No. Well, then go back to the future, right? So I'm like, fuck it then. Let's go through the west. You want to go through my neighborhood? I literally pulled up on my homies. We have a store called the Dead End Store. It's on the corner of Childs and R Street, right? For those that know it's the hood store. But it's not like there's motherfuckers hanging out there with guns all day. That's not the way it is, man. No hood stores like that, unless you're like from East Los or something, right? No hood stores like that. You might see some homeboys go in and out. You might see some of the jefitas, or you might see some hood rats, preferably. Or you just never know who you're going to see. So we're sliding through there, right? And I see a couple homeboys out there that are my homeboys from my hood, right? So I tell the fucking Southsider, hey, bro, fucking, I'm saying he has a hoodie on, I remember. And I was like, throw that motherfucker up, bro. He's like, I ain't scared of nobody. Yes, I was like, fuck, right? So I pull up and my homeboy comes up to the car. He's like, what's up, bro? He was like, hey, mucho gusto, nice to meet you. What's up, bro? Right? He thinks he's a homie, and then he looks kind of like he sees the LA, and he looks at me, and I says, "My primo." If I say it's my family, the homies won't trip. They'll trip, but not trip. You understand what I'm saying? Roach is like, "Oh, it's a good friend of mine, man. I met him in Folsom," and I'm like, "Shut the fuck up." I said, "Roach is on meth." You know, say, "Brother, he's always on meth." I said, "Exactly, but he's on more now because it's some better shit, right?" They're like, "Shit, hook it up." All right. So Roach is like, "I got you, brother. What do you need? A teener, a ball? What do you got?" They're like, "No, we just need a linea." "Oh, bro, I don't give shit away for free like that, bro. Come by my house later and we'll all kick it." I'm like, "No, don't invite Northerners to this guy's gonna die," right? The Southsider's like, "What's up, PSC?" I'm like, "Oh my God. Okay, we're just trying to make it a pizza villa." So we bounce up out of there. Roach is like, "Stop at my old lady's house. You're gonna have to wait in the car," he tells the dude. Now nobody knows but me and how I've stumbled into that shit. I'll tell you guys a story one day. I literally stumbled in to find out that Roach's old lady's a black chick. No one else knows. Not his homies, nothing, right? They found out later on, but at this point, no one knows. So I'm looking at Roach like, "Are you sure?" We're doing code, right? The code is like this. And he's like, "Just pull up there, bro. I got to give her some feria." All right. Southsider's like, "What the fuck is feria?" I say. He's like, "It's how do you guys say it? How to roll that shit?" I said, "Feria." "That's the one, brother. Keep your fucking shirt on." So we pull up there, right? He gets off the car. He's like, "You guys are going to have to wait right here. You already know why, and you don't need to know why." And he's like, "Hey, bro, is this a setup or something?" I said, "I'll tell you when he goes in." Fuck him, right? So he goes in. He said, "What?" I said, "It's his old lady and shit. He don't like anyone around his old lady." I didn't tell him his old lady looked like fucking what's her name? Oprah, right? I didn't elaborate, right? So, anyways, a whole bunch of black kids come out of the thing. A couple of them roaches, a couple of them the neighbors, right? And the Southsider looks at me because look, I'm gonna keep it real, man. Southerners ain't got really nothing against blacks. That's a myth that blacks and Southsiders hate each other, right? But they're a little concerned. Let's just keep it real. They're not used to certain shit, right? Me, I'm a northerner, man. I'm used to certain shit. I don't give a see brothers, man. What's up, brother? Right? My brother. Hey, I'm not tripping. Southsiders using me. He's like, "Hey, that's brother right there, brother." So the black kids come out. He's kind of looking at me, scratching his head, right? His bald ass head. And I'm just right there, like, how did I end up in this world? I got a tweaker ass fucking white dude at a black chick's house. I got a southerner, a real one, right here next to me, right? Who probably wants to kill me as much as I want to kill him. We do not get along, but we're getting along for content purposes. What is going on here? So, anyways, right? We end up going to Pizza Villa. We get off. They want to eat inside. Now, there's a gang out there called LBL, Loft for Locals. That's their vaudeville right there, right? I don't even get along with these motherfuckers at the time. They want me. I want them. Right? We just didn't get along. Like we see each other was on site, basically. Okay. Roach gets along with everyone, but doesn't care about anyone. He'll be like, "Man, fucking, I know that dude. That's a good motherfucker." He's actually a piece of shit, but that's a good motherfucker. He says it all loud so they hear him. "Brother, you want it? I got teeters for 40." Right? This is back when it was propanol. So, anyways, man, the Southsider dude's kind of looking around. A couple Northerners walk in and out. No one really notices. We're in the corner. It's dark and they were eating, right? It's next to a 7-Eleven at the time. And so a lot of people are pulling up. You can hear beat, boom, boom. You know the valley, man, motherfuckers bumping and shit. You know, that's back in the days when everyone's rims were popped out of their car. Remember that shit? I remember Roach was like, "Brother, we should steal those rims. Those are fucking cool. Those look good on my fucking tractor." I'm like, "Bro, you don't even got a tractor." "I'm building one." But imagine all popped out, gold fucking McLean's, brother. I'm like, "Yeah, well." He's like, "Look, brother, literally popped out. They're popped out at me. They're in like high definition." Whatever. So we're in there, man. A couple Northerners walk in with their old ladies. They're ordering. They look at the south side and they're mean mugging him. He's looking at me. He's like, "What is it?" And they're looking at him. They're like, "What the fuck? Where you from, Holmes?" And I get over there and I see these dudes are not from Loft, bro. They're from a gang called RBL, right? Which was another enemigo of mine, but not as much at this point like Loft was, right? So I'm like, "What's up?" They see me. They're like, "What's up, Skinner?" That's what they call me, right? So what's up? They're like, "What's up? What's up with you, bro?" I said, "None. Who's that about? This is my primo shit, eh? He's from LA. I have to cover for this dude." I'm thinking, man, I'll fuck this dude, right? I'm gonna let him get jumped next time. So, anyways, we end up bouncing out of there. No shenanigans, no problems. Roach runs into 7-Eleven. I hear him right when he walks in. "Who needs taters?" I'm like, "Oh, fuck, grab me a beer." So we're drinking and driving and drinking, right? We're cruising. We went by the lake. We're showing this dude town because for some reason Roach hasn't showed him shit. So we're cruising around. So I'm like, "Hey, you want to go to 8-Town, bro? See your homeboys?" Like, "Yeah, this is how I know not to trust a Southsider to the fullest." Like, Dubs is different, but everyone else, motherfuckers. Hey, let me tell you guys something. I've been covering for this motherfucker all day. Every northern we run into, "Oh, my primo, my primo, my primo." We get to Atwater. There's a place called Foster Freeze. You know what I'm talking about. Gang of Southsiders always in and out of that motherfucker. We pull up, Vidvalter gets off to get him a dipped cone, right? He's like, "You want nothing?" "Yeah, I want to go home. I want to get the fuck up out of here." Rose is like, "Brother, don't be scared of these fucking Serranios. They're not going to do nothing till you're with me. And everybody knows I'm lovable and huggable, and I give a fuckable about any of you Mexicans, right? I'm like, ah, fuck. So this guy gets getting him a double dip cone, like, give me one too. Chocolate, but don't touch it because you're a Southerner, right? Man, this motherfucker's talking to Southsiders right there, paisas, everybody, right? And they're looking like, hey, who's that vato in the car? Of course, me. I got a red t-shirt on. You say, you could just look at me and know I'm bald-headed, Mongolian out, right? They're like, who's that vato ese? He's like, oh, that's my homeboy's homeboy. I think he's a buster, eh? I'm like, what the fuck? I'm leaving you, bitch, right? So I tell Roach, get in the car. He's rolling the bugler, right? Get your ass in the car. We're leaving your home. We can't, brother. He got the sack. He's got the sack. So I tell him, hey, bro, we got to go, man. And he gets in the car. I'm like, what do you mean, buster, eh? He's like, no, I didn't mean it like that, bro. But what are we supposed to call you, chapetes? Or I said, what the fuck? What the fuck? Fuck you, you fucking. I want to say it right now, but I won't, right? So we jump in the car. So we get back to Roach's house. So I'm like, okay. So this dude's walking around all arrogant, right? And Roach is laughing. They're laughing in the garage. The garage is up. Hella car parts, right? I'm like, Roach, what's up with your? Let me get at you, man. I'm in bounce, man. What's up with your homeboy? Disrespectful, bro. He's like, oh, bro, don't trip. Little did he know I'd already called the homeboy. We had the Motorola flip phones. I already called the homeboy. He's like, come through to Roach's house, bro. He got some super dope he wants to show you. All I know is that when they pulled up, I was jumping in my car and I'm like, hey, I'll be back. I'm backing out slowly. Before I can even back out, I'm hearing, hey, fuck you, I said, fuck you. They're on him already. Roach is like, bro, that's my fucking company, bro. That's my company. He has the sack. He's hopping around. Roach is like, come back. I said, no, I'm Mexican, remember? I'm a chapete. I'm gone. If you're ready for part 2, man, we're going to continue this tomorrow. Superwood, I'm going to hit you with the Southsider. Because best believe, just like the Empire Strikes Back, so do the Southerners, right? He met some vatos in A-Town. We'll get into it tomorrow. Thumbs up or thumbs down. See, Heavy's going to be the head that wears the crown. I'm going to continue to strive for what I truly believe in, and that's the betterment of all people. Appreciate you. Bang, bang. Stay tuned for part 2 tomorrow.